October 3rd, 2003. The house was packed. Everyone's excited to see Siegfried and Roy's show that evening. They get to a section called the Rappaport. This part of the show is very low-key. It's supposed to be a moment where everyone in the audience gets to relax for a few minutes, reset, and get ready for like their next big trick. Now, during this time, Roy brings out a tiger named Manticore. Oh yeah, Manticore. He would tell the audience to give Manticore a big round of applause. And he would tell the audience every single night, he was like, it's Manticore's very first show. Everyone, applause. And the audience is like, oh my God, it's Manticore's first show. Ah! And they're like going crazy. It wasn't his first show. It was his first show every single night. You know? It was like his 2000th show. But who cares? Anything to put on a good show. Manticore. So Roy and the tiger, they go on stage together. They sit down and Roy would just talk to the tiger. He'd ask questions and hold the microphone to its mouth. He'd be like, how's your day, Manticore? Wow. And then Manticore would actually growl or meow into the microphone. And, as an audience member, you're like, oh my God, living. How's it going, Manticore? Manticore, tell us, what's your favorite color? Manticore, who is your celebrity crush right now? Then Roy gets up and the tiger also gets up and puts his paws on Roy's shoulder. They're slow dancing. Yeah. And they're slow dancing, kind of swaying around the stage. They're swaying around, I guess you can say, and then they leave the stage. And that's the whole bit. It's supposed to be sweet, simple, and I guess the audience just really loved this part because it was just tiger love with its owner. It was a moment for the animal to show their personality, I guess. Okay, but this night, the show gets to the rapport. But right from the very first moment, behind the scenes, something was off. The animal handlers bring Manticore to the stage and they notice he's acting a bit different. Manticore seems moody, they said. I'm sure realistically, he's agitated, right? Doing these performances night after night. He's like, I'm a goddamn tiger, for Christ's sakes. But he's moodier this night. And as soon as Manticore is on stage, he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing, He's not standing or walking where he needs to go. He's not hitting his marks. And on top of that, Roy, he was a little off too. It was just his 59th birthday, and the night before, went out. We don't know what he did, but he was a little tired. He was a little off. Now, Roy even says out loud into the microphone, asking Manticore, what's wrong? What's wrong? And the whole auditorium can hear. And everyone is dead silent. And it's clear to everyone in the audience that something isn't right. You're something's not right here. I don't like this. Then Roy tries to get the tiger into the correct spot, but Manticore isn't cooperating. So Roy then tries to push Manticore's body, like you do with your cat or your dog when they're on your bed and they're right on your feet funny, or they're taking up all the bed. So then you try and shove them and they're playing they're just being dead weight. And you're like, come on, like that. He's doing that. They like to do that. Anyway, so he shoves him into the correct spot. He's like, come on. But imagine, this is a huge ass tiger. It's not like your dog or your cat, okay? Big tiger. Then Manticore suddenly starts to come to life, but not in a good way. He kind of turns more into an animal, you could say. He first turns to Roy. Then he looks down at Roy's hand and tries to bite it. But Roy moves his hand quickly so he doesn't get bit. But, it's kind of oh shit. And then the animal handlers backstage are looking at each other and wondering should we do something? This is kind of weird. Should we go out there? So one of the handlers goes on stage and tries to get, the cat's attention. It's look at me. I guess he had like a piece of meat, and he's like, hey, meat. But Manticore does not take his eyes off of Roy for a second. Like, he is locked in. They're like, hey, over here, like trying anything. So Roy tries to reassert dominance. And I guess he bops the tiger with the microphone just right on the nose. I'm sure that's gonna do it for him, huh? Oh, look, like this. Live reenactment. Boop. And you think that's gonna get a good response? Okay. So he looks the tiger right in the eyes and says out loud, he boops, boop, and then says, no. And that was it. Manticore knocks Roy off his feet with his paws, then lunges at his body. Again, live, on stage. People are like, oh shit. Manticore was over 400 pounds. So once he's on you, I mean, good luck. Good luck. Manticore goes straight for Roy's neck. Blood starts going everywhere, just gushing. It's... Oh, man. Are you going to attack me? Oh, my God. Did I boop your eye off? Oh, my God, Joan, I think I booped your eye off. I booped Joan's eye off. That's okay. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay, sorry. I didn't boop her eye off. Okay. Manticore has Roy by the neck, so he can like barely scream, you know? I was like, damn, what a show. Could you imagine being in the audience? You're like, damn, okay, like this is it. Oh, shit, we're gonna watch someone die on the stage. Like, what do you do? I don't know. But once he does manage to scream, which he does, the sound gets picked up by the microphone and it's just amplified throughout the stage. The audience is horrified. Everyone is screaming. Ah! It's a lot. It's a lot. Now, I don't know if some audience people are getting up and leaving at this point. I would assume people are probably starting to move. But I that's just what I'm imagining. I'm not sure. I'm sure though. But Manticore then, you know, has Roy by the neck, starts dragging Roy's body off the stage. And I mean, it looked like Roy was like a rag doll. And as soon as the tiger gets off stage, everyone backstage is now, you know, trying to hit Manticore or bribe him with food, anything, because he would not let Roy go. Okay. Someone on the staff was brave enough to grab Manticore's tail, which at least like stopped him from walking away with Roy, but still he would not let go. Finally, someone, it's not funny. It's just like they had these animal wranglers or like these professional animal people, and the best they could come up with was grabbing a fire extinguisher and spraying it at Manticore so he would let go of Roy's body. Yeah, the professionalism of it all, huh? So he lets go because of the fire extinguisher. So if an animal's attacking you, just grab a fire extinguisher, I guess. And the handlers are able to get Manticore into his cage. I know. I thought like they would have some kind of protocol in place for situations like this, because again, this is a professional place with a lot of money involved, and it's Vegas and it's a show. You just think they would like, you know, protocol, but a fire extinguisher. Okay, whatever. Anywho, so Roy rushed to the hospital. The audience, they're still there. Some of them are. They don't even know what to do. Everyone is in shock, okay? They're like, do we get a refund? You know, apparently people just start praying. Others are crying. There are people just wandering through the casino like, I don't know what I just witnessed. I mean, it would fuck them up, right? At the hospital, the doctors are rushing to save Roy's life. I guess his heart stops 3 separate times and he's bleeding out everywhere. I mean, Roy can't breathe because of the damage to his neck. And at this point, everyone's assuming, you know, Roy isn't gonna make it. There's no way, you know? But miraculously, Roy pulls through. Close call. Now, he stayed hospitalized for months, and besides his horrific injuries, he was said to have suffered severe brain damage. Now, I don't know if you remember this. I remember when this was in the news and stuff, and it was like a really big deal. It was like, oh my God, is he gonna be okay? I thought he died. He didn't die. I was misinformed. But of course, after this, like, future shows immediately canceled. And then almost every single one of the 250 employees had to find new jobs. And then the giant theater stayed empty for a while. It's like a ghost theater, you know? So the media is reporting on this. And then this part had me a little confused. I was surprised. I was like, what? Because the government released a 233-page report about the incident. And I was like, why? Well, I guess they were concerned that this attack was a sign that the animals were being mishandled. So they did the whole like investigation into it. And the results showed that Siegfried and Roy, their show, had failed to protect the audience because there was no barrier separating the animals from the crowd. I'm kind of laughing because what about the animals? Maybe they shouldn't be there on stage, but okay, it's okay. People refused to believe that the tiger would turn on Roy after all of Roy's experience, you know? There were conspiracy theories flying around saying that the attack was due to foul play. Others were saying, that Manticore had been distracted by like an audience member. Probably an audience member that wasn't paying attention. But in the end, like, none of that was proven to be true. At home, Siegfried had to help his lifelong partner learn how to walk, talk, and even eat food again. I mean, their lives were completely changed just in an instant. And, you know, throughout his healing journey and throughout the years, Roy always defended Manticore after he attacked him. He said that Manticore actually saved his life. This is according to Roy. Roy said that he had a stroke on stage. Doctors believed it's after Manticore attacked him, but Roy said it was before Manticore attacked him. And Manticore just wanted to drag him off stage to safety. I can get behind that because, again, animals are very intuitive. And like maybe he was like not doing well and just trying to protect him. I don't know.